From the land of safe driving and never an accident or a reckless driving problem. This is Kurt Berglund with your Payoff Pitch Dream Season Sportspage number 15 and a breakdown of 16, 17, and 18 that are on the way. All teams in the Payoff Pitch Dream Season have completed 15 games, and there's 26 of them in this league. From the last 60 years or so of baseball history produced by Payoff Pitch. I'm going to update you on the scores, the highlights, the standings, and then where the last 3 games of everybody's season, where the big series will be found, and give you a little bit of a heads up as to what you will see on my channel with the Payoff Pitch Dream Season over these last 3 games. So, starting with the scores for Game 15 in Chicago at Comiskey Park, the 1987 Tigers defeated the 1983 White Sox 12-3. Doyle Alexander was the winner, Richard Dotson the loser. Home runs, Tom Brookins, a solo shot in the 6th for Detroit, was the only one. And we'll go over standings in just a minute. In New York, in the Bronx, the 77 Yankees defeated the 77 Red Sox 6-1. Guidry over Jenkins, home runs by Piniella, a 2-run shot in the 2nd. Nettles, a solo shot in the 5th, and Piniella, another solo shot in the 5th. Back-to-back for Nettles and Piniella in the 5th. So the Yankees beat the Red Sox 6-1. In Chicago at Wrigley Field, the 2018 Brewers defeated the 1984 Cubs in 10 innings, 4-3. Joaquim Soria with the winner, Lee Smith the loser, Josh Hader with the save. Travis Shaw, solo shot off of Smith in the 10th to give the Brewers their winning tally. Home runs for the Cubs, Ryan Sandberg and Keith Moreland, both solos in the 1st. All right, next up, the 64 Yankees, can't read my own writing, defeated the 69 Mets 7-0 in the Bronx. Al Downing the winner, Don Cardwell the loser. Grand slam by Elston Howard in the 7th inning for New York. In Milwaukee at County Stadium, the 69 Tigers visited the 79 Brewers. Excuse me. And the 79 Brewers defeated the 69 Tigers 3-2. Bob McClure the winner, Mickey Lolich the loser, Bill Freehan 2-run homer for the Tigers in the 4th, and Buck Martinez with a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs off of Lolich to win the game. Next up, the 77 Twins went to the Baggy Dome to play the 87 Twins, and the 87 Twins won 5-4. Juan Berenguer, the winner in relief, Tom Johnson, the loser in relief for the 77s. No home runs in the game. In the bottom of the 9th, Dan Gladden led off with a strikeout. Greg Gagne grounded out to short. Kirby Puckett doubled. Kent Herbeck was intentionally walked. Gary Gaetti singled the bases loaded, and Tom Brunansky singled in the winning run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th for the 87s. In Chicago at Comiskey Park, the 87 Brewers lost to the 77 White Sox 7-6. Francisco Barrios the winner, Bill Wegman the loser, Laren LeGros a save. Richie Zisk the only homer in the game, a grand slam in the 6th inning for the 77 White Sox. In Washington at RFK Stadium, the 83 Brewers lost to the 69 Senators 6-4. Senators won 6-4. Denny Higgins was the winner in relief. Mike Caldwell the loser for Milwaukee. And Darryl Knowles the save for Washington. Home runs in the game, Ken McMullen a solo shot in the 3rd. and Frank Howard, a 3-run jack in the 7th, both for the Senators. In LA at Chavez Ravine, the 79 Cubs were defeated by the 77 Dodgers 2-0. Sutton over McLaughlin. A 2-run homer by Ron Say in the first inning provided all of the scoring in the game. The Dodgers, if they had more time, could get back in the race, but they don't. In St. Louis at Sportsman's Park, the 64 Giants played the 64 Cardinals, and the Cardinals won 2-0. Kurt Simmons, a complete game. Bob Henley, the loss for the Giants. Simmons was the winner. Henley, the loser. No home runs in the game. In Montreal at Jerry Park, the 87 Cardinals defeated the 69 Expos 3-1 behind John Tudor. Mike Wagner was the loser for Montreal. Todd Worrell the save, and Jack Clark hit a first-inning home run for St. Louis. In Philadelphia at Shibe Park, the 83 Braves visited the 64 Phillies and won 3-0 behind 13 strikeouts from the right arm of Pascual Perez. The loser was Chris Short. No home runs in that game. In Chicago at Wrigley Field, the 83 Phillies defeated the 69 Cubs 10-6. Home runs in the game: a grand slam by Gary Maddox in the first inning, Mike Schmidt a solo in the third for the Phillies, Ernie Banks a 3-run homer in the 9th inning for the Cubs, but just made it a little bit closer as the Phillies defeated the Cubs 10-6. That's it for the scores and the highlights. Let's talk about where we are with the standings right now. And we start with the American League, where the 87 Tigers are on top after 15 games at 11-4. They're in first place by 2 games over the 69 Tigers and 79 Brewers, who are tied for second at 9-6. Then come the 77 Red Sox, the 77 Yankees, and the 87 Twins, all tied in third place, 3 games back at 8-7. But, and this is where it gets messy, there are 5 teams at 7-8, 4 games off the mark, and only 1 game out of the playoffs, because I'm taking the top 5 teams into the playoffs. The 5 teams tied at 7-8 are the 83 White Sox, the 77 Twins, the 87 Brewers, the 77 White Sox, and the 64 Yankees. Bringing up the rear are the 83 Brewers and the 69 Senators, 6 games back. And for all intents and purposes, although they have not been mathematically eliminated, they are out of it now. Oh yeah, they have been. Never mind, they're out of it. Okay. That's the American League picture. In the National League, it looks something like this. The 2018 Brewers are on top at 14-1. They're 2 games in front of the 83 Braves, who are at 11-4. 3 games in front of the 83 Braves at 11-4. Then come the 69 Cubs and the 83 Phillies, tied at 5 games back with good 9-6 records. Then come the 84 Cubs and the 69 Mets at 8-7, 6 games back. Still in it are the 64 Phillies at 7-8, 7 games back, but only 1 game out of the playoff picture. And then come the teams that probably have too many teams to leapfrog over to get into the playoffs: 69 Expos, 87 Cardinals, 64 Cardinals, and 77 Dodgers, all at 6-9, 8 games back of the leader, and 2 games back of the playoffs. It would take, I don't know, it'd be a lot for one of these teams to get in there. 64 Giants are at 4-11, 10 games back, and then come the 79 Cubs, who are not 2-3, they are 2-13, and 12 games off the mark. All right, so let's look at the schedule for games 16, 17, and 18. Working with a flex schedule in this season, and so I play the series matchups that need to be played to try and avoid one-game playoff situations, although I don't see in the American League how we're going to really avoid that, but we'll see. National League, I think, will be okay. Games 16, 17, and 18 are the last series of the season, so these three games have to matter. And so these are the most important series to keep an eye on. First, the 64 Phillies will be at the 87 Cardinals. The 64 Phillies are at 7-8 and probably need a sweep to get close. 2 out of 3 finishing at 9-9 probably won't do it. The 77 Yankees will visit the 87 Tigers for the last series of the season. The 64 Yankees will play the 69 Tigers in the last series of the season. 64 Yankees have to sweep. 79 Brewers and the 77 Red Sox are more jockeying for playoff position than anything else, but they will play at Fenway in games 16, 17, and 18. The 87 Twins and the 77 White Sox are going to play in Comiskey Park, and probably the White Sox need to sweep, although the 87 Twins need every game as well because as of right now, they are tied for the last playoff spot. In Milwaukee, the 83 Phillies will visit the 2018 Brewers, and if the 2018 Brewers keep beating up on people, the 83 Phillies could be in trouble. Although I'm going to be resting some of the key players for the 2018 Brewers because they have nothing to play for and want to avoid injuries. At Shea Stadium, the 84 Cubs will visit the 69 Mets. They are tied in the standings right now at 8-7, both of them. For the last series, they both need every game they can get. 2 out of 3 is probably good enough to win the playoff picture in the National League. 10-8 probably gets you in. 11-7 almost certainly would. And in Atlanta, the 69 Cubs will visit the 83 Braves. That's a big series for the 69 Cubs. The 83 Braves are right now in second spot in the seeding in the National League and probably need a win or two to keep that. So they're not going to be completely resting their players yet because they want to avoid playing the Brewers again as long as they can. That's it for key series the rest of the way. And so we'll be paying close attention to that. I'll be doing we'll be doing 3 games for each of the 16, 3 for the 17, and 3 for the 18 on my channel, depending upon which games seem most significant at that point. Then we'll figure out the playoff picture and get that taken care of. I'm thinking that the dream season will be done sometime in January. So with all that said, those are the scores, the highlights, the standings, and a look at the final schedule for the Payoff Pitch Dream Season Game 15 Sportspage, and a look at games 16, 17, and 18. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it very much. Love the comments and questions below, and keep watching my channel to see more Payoff Pitch Dream Season Baseball. My name's Kurt Berglund. Thank you so much for joining me. We got to stick together, everybody. It's a tough time for everybody. And take care. So long, everybody.